Good afternoon, one and all. Today we will going to discuss about the next part of the filter design. There is a filter and resonance circuit. The resonance circuit will select the relatively narrow bands of the frequency and rejects the other. Means particular band of the frequency will be selected. The remaining all other frequencies should be attenuated, which is called as the filter. And the resonance circuit, which consists of the resistance R, capacitor C, and the inductor L, which is to be form a circuit which is called as the resonance circuit. So here the reactive networks are available that are will freely pass desired band of the frequency, which are most the suppressing means to attenuated for the other band of the frequency. Such a reactive network is called as the filter. In my previous video we have seen the different types of the filter. There is a band pass filter, band stop filter, low pass filter, high pass filter, notch filter, and its basic circuitry and its derivation. That part we seen in my previous video. Here is the particularly milliampere per generated volt which is to be generated here. Then probability density function at a particular band, or which is called as the resonant frequency, where your frequency or attenuated frequency should be goes on the increases with respect to the current or voltage, and after that it will be increasing the frequency, then its output should be goes on the decreases, which is the inversely proportional is happen. Then ideal filter. An ideal filter will pass the all frequencies in a given band without attenuation, reduction in the magnitude, and the totally suppress all other frequencies. Such an the ideal performance is not possible, but can be approached with the complex design. And the filter circuit are widely used and vary in the complexity from the relatively for relatively it is the such an ideal performance is not possible, but can it approach the with complex design. And the filter circuit are widely used, vary in the complexity from the relatively simple power supply for the AC operated radio receiver to complex filter sets used to separate the various voice channels or carrier frequency or telephone circuit. Then where is to be used for this filter circuit? Basically the application is the alternating current occupying the different frequency bands are separated filter circuits have an application. Then there is a used the Nipper and decibel. These are the two units which is to be used in the filter design. In the filter circuits, the performance of the circuit is expressed in terms of the ratio of the input current to the output current in the magnitude. Means your performance, this performance can be measured. The performance parameter, this performance parameter can be measured to take the ratio of the magnitude of the input current to the output current. And if the ratio of the voltage to the current at the input and output network, then the ratio of the input voltage to the output voltage and the ratio of the input current to the output current we have taken into consideration for the equality. Then if the several networks are used in the cascaded as shown, if the figure overall performance will become, there is a V of n is the total voltage is applied across it, the I of n is the total current is flowing through the circuit, then V of n is the total voltage drop across this, and n is stands for the number of the network. Then we have to be multiply that all the terms. There is a V1 by V2 into V2 by V3 into V3 by V4 into up to the V of n minus 1 upon Vn, which is equal to V1 upon Vn. This is the equation number 2, and which is to be represented by the overall performance of the network. Then which may also stated as the A1 is less than alpha, A2 is less than alpha is the attenuation factor. Then we have taken into consideration there is a A1, A2, A3, A4 at an angle of the alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Then both the process employing the multiplication of the magnitude, so that in general the process of addition or subtraction may be carried out for the greater easy than the process of multiplication and division. Then it is therefore it interest to note that the exponential function about the e raised to alpha plus into e raised to beta into e raised to theta or e raised to a b c up to the n, then it will be commonly written in the form of the exponential function about that e raised to a plus b plus c plus d plus up to the n, and it is the application in which the addition is the substituted for the multiplication. If the voltage ratio are defined as there is a V1 upon V2 is equal to e raised to a, V2 upon V3 is equal to e raised to b, V3 upon V4 which is equal to e raised to c up to the n, then this equation becomes V1 upon Vn which is equal to e raised to a plus b plus c plus d up to the n number. So that if the natural logarithm is taken, the natural logarithm of the ratio of the voltages of the input and output, then here is the LHS. For this case we have taken into consideration LHS which is equal to RHS. So for this equation we taken into consideration LHS which is equal to natural logarithm of V1 upon V2 which is equal to a plus b plus c plus d up to the n. So next here the consequently if the ratio of each individual network is given as n to the exponent function, then logarithm of the current or voltage ratio for all the network in series is very easily obtained as the simple sum of the various exponents. So it has become the common for this reason is to define that V1 upon V2 which is equal to I1 upon I2 which is equal to e raised to n. Means V1 upon V2 is e raised to a, V2 upon V3 is e raised to b. In this way the n number of the terminal we have written the ratio of the voltages, input voltage to the output voltage or input current to the output current which is equal to e raised to n. Under this condition of the equal impedance associated with the input and output circuit. So the unit of the n has been given in the name Neper and defined as n is in Neper, then natural logarithm of the V1 with reference to this equation. So we have taken the natural logarithm on both sides, so that here natural logarithm of V1 upon V2 which is equal to natural logarithm of I1 upon I2. This is the equation number 5. So that the two voltages or two currents is a differ by 1 Neper, then one of them e times that of the larger than the other. So that the Neper, obviously the ratio of the input to the output power may also expressed in terms of the expression in a fashion P1 upon P2 which is equal to e raised to 2n, means V1 upon V2 which is equal to e raised to n into I1 upon I2, means here P1, this basically the P1 is represented by P1 which is equal to V1 upon V2, V1 I1, and P2 which is equal to, here to take the ratio, the P of 2 which is equal to P2 I2. So that whatever you have take the ratio V1 upon V2 which is equal to e raised to n and I1 upon I2 which is equal to n, means here e raised to n into e raised to n. So what we do here, e raised to n plus n, means here is n plus n. So that e raised to n plus n means 2n, e raised to 2n. So that the number of the Neper represents a convenient measure of the power loss or power gain of the network loss or gain of the successive network, then may be introduced by the addition or subtraction of their approaches of the n value. So that the next unit is the bell or decibel. So the telephone industry proposed and has a large popularized a similar unit is based upon the logarithmic to the base of the 10. Logarithmic of the base of the 10 is the naming is Bell, and Alexander Graham Bell, it is developed this technology, that's why it is called as the Bell. So that the logarithmic to the base 10 is naming the unit Bell, and it is developed by the Alexander Graham Bell, the name of the scientist, due to that which is called as the Bell. So that the Bell is defined as the logarithm of the power ratio, so that number of the bells which is equal to log of P1 upon P2. So that in previously the P1 upon P2 which is equal to 2 e raised to 2n. So that it has been found that the unit 1/10 is a large is the more convenient, and the smaller unit is called as the decibel unit, and this decibel unit is abbreviated as the dB. So that it is abbreviated as the dB. So that it is the defined as the decibel unit which is equal to 10 log of P1 upon P2. So that at the equal impedance of the input and output circuit, therefore which is equal to here I1 I2 means dB in 20 log of I1 I2 which is equal to 10 log of P1 P2. Equating the values of the power ratio means e raised to 2n which is equal to 10 raised to dB by 10. So that log of P1 upon P2, this log upon P1 by P2, that's why e raised to 2n, and taking the logarithm on both sides. If the taking the logarithm on the both sides, then 8.686 n which is equal to decibel. So that 1 Nipper which is equal to how much the decibel, we have to be calculated here. 1 Nipper which is equal to 8.686 decibel. So that it obtained as the relation between the Nipper and decibel. So that the hear the sound intensity on the logarithmically and not for the linear one here to see the relationship between the Nipper and the decibel. Then the characteristics impedance of the symmetrical network. Basically the network is classified into the two types, that is we have seen earlierly for the basic preliminary level for symmetric network in the terms of the T network, and which is represented by for the L section Z1 by 2. This is the one section, and here is the another section. So that Z1 by 2, Z1 by 2, 2Z2, 2Z2. So what we do for the T section, Z1 by 2 upon Z2. These are the very important, because of that while we have to be design the constant K type of the filter, the symmetric network of the series arm impedance which is called as the series arm impedance means Z1 Z2 which is equal to Z1 by Z2. So that Z1 by Z2 and Z1 by Z2 and Z2, this is the T section of the symmetrical network. Then in case of the symmetrical pi network, these are the two L sections. And for that impedance is Z1 by 2 and 2Z2, and these 2Z2 are connected in a parallel because this is look like the L structure. So that if the pi symmetrical network, basically it is the look like the pi symbol in this way. So that ZA or ZB, ZC which is equal to 2Z2. So that here is the Z1 upon 2Z2, 2Z2 means in previously we have seen Z1 by 2 means here Z1 by 2 and Z2. In case of the pi section, it is the Z1 2Z2 and here is the 2Z2 in case of the pi section. So that both T and pi network can be considered as the build of the unsymmetrical L half section connected together in the one fashion of the T and pi network. So series connection of the T and pi network leads to be ladder network, which is called as the ladder network, and which are indistinguishable one form of the other except from the end of the terminating L half sections. So that ladder network made from the T section, there is a Z1 by 2 in this way, and here is a Z2. And here is the ladder network for pi section, Z1 to Z2 to Z2. In this way it will be connected in the parallel form. Then for symmetrical network, the image impedance Z1i, Z2i are equal to each other, and the image impedance, then it is called as the characteristics impedance or interactive impedance. If the symmetrical T network is terminated in, the input impedance is also the Z0, or other impedance is a transformation ratio is called as the unity. So Z0 in terms of the reactive impedance is apparent if the terminating the impedance Z0 is considered as the input impedance. So the chain of the similar network, in which case the Z0 is interacted to each other. So up to this we have seen the basic difference between the Napier unit, decibel unit, the relationship between the Napier and decimal unit, then the pi network, then T network, pi network and L network and its characteristics. In my next video we go in detail the characteristic impedance of the symmetrical T section network as well as its mathematical derivation and numerical example. Thank you. If any query, any doubts, please write on my comment page. Please subscribe my channel. Have a nice day.